Okay, welcome. It's Andy Lee Graham. I'm in San Pedro on Lake Atalan in Guatemala, and it's December 2023. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Today I'm going to talk about work, work, work. People annoy me by demanding, not asking, not wanting, demanding that they work. And I'm sitting there going, "You're retired and you work." And I don't understand it because I technically probably have been retired for the last 25 years. Okay. I barely work. We used to have this guy that was over in Pana and he had a website about being retired. And we used to say he's the hardest working retired person on the planet. I won't say his name because some of you know him, but demanding to work. But it's interesting. It's all, there's a culture of work that is, I don't know if we learned it in high school or we learned it in at the job, but people feel great middle class guilt if they're not working. It's the Protestant work ethic, and basically you're a piece of crap if you don't work. And overcoming that bias is a very tough thing, especially for a long term traveler. How do you give up the guilt of working? And I have been working. Really, what I do is I wake up about, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I basically goof around, maybe watch some videos, go, make some coffee. And then if I get inspiration, I write something. And then now, because I don't have a blog anymore, I'm writing out what I'm talking about. Now, this is just teleprompter notes. It's not really very strategic. But the notes are in the chat. I'm not sure if the new people can see the old notes or not. I guess they probably can. Video. I'll put it up again. But these are my what I call teleprompter notes, just basically to try to keep me on target, right? I'll give it again to the live people. But I'll try to put this in. A lot of people watch all the videos before I even get this thing connected. But I'm not going to work, okay? And I'm not going to feel guilty about working because I have a nice life. And the worst thing you can ever feel guilty about is that you're not doing enough, okay? I think I really want people to stop working. But there's a lot of different confusions on work. There's people that work but hate working but will not quit. There's people that love work and will never quit, okay? There's people that say they love their job but spend their whole time trying to screw the boss, okay? And there's many people that retire and they continue to work. Every day they feel guilty all day long that they're not accomplishing something. And this is kind of what I'm dealing with right now. They demand that I feel guilty because they need to go work. And I go, keep your work to yourself. Retire and want everybody to work. But if you're not talking about earning money, a lot of people consider you a piece of crap. Okay, I'm always laughing. This is the American dream. It's the American nightmare because you're forced to fit in. And whenever I'm around Europeans or Americans, I do not fit in. I'm a tribe of one. But Elon Musk said it the other day. Screw you. He said the F word. I don't want your money, right? He doesn't work for money. He is rich because he's a winner. And what does a winner do? A winner is a person that loves to run. They don't have to be forced to run. They just love to run. So he just loves to do what he's doing. But that to me is a winner. A winner is, but how do I win at what I'm doing? Like I refuse to edit videos. I'm not going to sit around and spend hours trying to make you guys happy. I don't work for you. I work for me. I work with you, not against you, not for you. I'm trying to be your friend, okay? And I'm not, when they're live or even people watching my video, I don't really care if you watch. And if you want to complain or whinge, then I really will just try my best to erase you from my world. I refuse to spend hours organizing because it's work, okay? But people will tell me how to get organized, and I go, well, I'm pretty organized already. And I even thought about writing a book on how to be so organized you don't need to work. And it's kind of fun. but I have zero value for my videos. I have zero value for my writing. I have zero value for my books. That's not what defines my ego. Okay. What defines my ego is how I spend today and what I do to make myself, how I entertain my mind. Okay. And I remember I got in real trouble with this guy, Steve Noten, because he was an SEO person, search engine optimization. And he says, "You're just an old man. You have to get on Twitter. You have to get on Facebook. You have to get on Instagram and do this stuff." And I said, "I am not going to earn money by working Twitter, Facebook, all that." He says, "But you have to." And I says, "No, I don't." I said, "I can do anything I want. And that's the life I design. That's the business I design. And I can right now do absolutely anything I want. If somebody complains on the thing, I can give them the boot. I do it." I had another guy named Garth that acted like I had to do all these great things to make my YouTube thing. And I go, "You go make one. I don't give a crap about what you want." I said, "I'm doing what makes me have a great life." And this is where these people are demanding I work, right? I had a guy other day give me a lecture on how all the things I can earn money on YouTube. And I go, he's a friend of mine. I was like ready to go, trust me, I know all the things I can do to make my channel bigger, but I really don't want to be famous. I mean, fame has a really double-edged sword. It's a horrible thing when people talk to you and they don't really have respect for you. They just think that and 99% of these guys, I'm going to make people pay when they start telling me about their travel adventures. I don't mind really sending me some photos, but when you make me listen to your travel adventures, I I am so bored with travel that it just drives me crazy. But insulting me because I don't want to become famous. So what are they doing? They're insulting me because I don't want to work enough to become famous. See the kind of funny part? That's why everybody is trying to demand that people work. And the art of having a great life is knowing why you work. Do you ask the question, why am I working at this job? Or did you just happen to take that job? I would suspect about 80% of the people are just happen to got the job, and that's why they're there. And they put in 30 years and they're out or whatever. But there's people that love their job. And the worst thing you can do is, the worst thing I can think you can do is go to university, spend all your time to get a job that you really don't like an accountant, attorney, even a doctor, and then work 24 hours a day, earning a crap load of money, and really have no life. Because my sister April said this, we don't work so we can have fun. We don't work. Work is not important in our life, right? So work is not important or fun. The fun in life, the reason for living should not only be defined as how we work. She had it worded better, but I want to inspire everybody to become an expert. So one of my goals here, the missions and for the rest of my life is probably going to be try to help people to learn how to do a deep dive into understanding themselves and doing something that they really like to do. And I think everybody can become an expert at fishing, waterboarding, skiing, trekking, travel, real estate, anything they totally are doing that they don't have to tell themselves to go work. Okay, I never tell myself to work. If I don't feel guilty at all if I cancel one of these live things, because truthfully, I don't get much respect from the people that make comments. So I may delete everybody that when I go live or make a video, I may delete everybody that's not using that real name, because I think I would really call out and have a better group of people to talk to and a better chance to have a friend. And what is life about? Life is about friends and spending a good time talking with friends and family. That to me is the benefit of life. I mean, sharing time where you just are laughing and enjoying each other, and basically you're in the moment, right? And you never want it to end. But I aspire to inspire you to become an expert at something. a project, something that you can define yourself. I'm an antique collector. I'm a surfer. I'm something. You, I don't want to hear you say, I work okay, at this. And if you do that, especially if you can take a hobby and make it into your business, you never work a day in your life. I have never really worked. I'm trying to think. Only when I was 18, I worked in a place called Metal Spinners in Angola, Indiana, and I hated it. After I was there for a while, though, they kind of make me assistant foreman, and I ran this crane. And I had a pretty good time. But when I first started, it was so repetitious that I go, hey, these guys at General Motors, I'm surprised they don't all kill themselves. When you're just putting on a part, putting on a part, putting on a part, but they think they're intelligent because they earn a lot of money, and there is no correlation between making a lot of money and intelligence. But I'm going to make a policy that I'm going to answer only people that use their real name. I am supposed to be proud of you people that want to work. I tried to tell my nieces, nephews, and cousins, and all these people, I said, of all the things you do in life, the one thing you're never going to be able to avoid is somehow working. And it's kind of funny. They want to be proud of something that everybody does. It's like buying a car, not a big deal. Buying a house, it's not a big deal. Buying a motorcycle, it's not a big deal. There are things that require merit, like running a marathon, 26 miles or something, right? Or, starting a business can be an accomplishment. Just putting in your time at work, you're not going to be able to avoid it, okay? But I'm supposed to be proud of you guys that want to go to work every day. They'll say, oh, I got to go to work on Mondays. And I think, why are you telling us? Of course you're going to work on Monday because that's what wage slaves do. They are enslaved to their work, and they're proud to be a wage slave. Wage slaves are very proud to be who they are. They want to be part of the machine. And that's what I'd really like you to ask your question. Am I proud to be part of this machine? If you're working for a corporation and you don't respect that corporation and you do it for 30 years, it's like a mental, anguish in your brain for 30 years. Are you proud of your boss? Are you proud of the people you work with? I just closed down my Hobo Traveler and Everyday Hobo because I wasn't proud of the people on it. And I didn't care. Everybody acts like blah, 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 blah. I said, you don't get it. I'm not going to do something that I'm not proud of. And I was not able to, after COVID happened, it pretty much put international travel out there. There's hardly anybody international traveling. I am supposed to be proud of people that go to work and study accounting. What a boring subject. I mean, I'm supposed to be proud of people that get MBAs. All you are is proving that you're going to be a very good employee and you get a lot of money. And I'm not really impressed. I mean, you showed up to work, you showed up to university, and you don't really have anything that defines you other than you will work for money, okay? But what really hurts me is when they do all this work, they get an MBA, and then they are forced to apply for a job, and they're going to go work in, I don't know, Chicago for a company. And I go, do you really want to live in Chicago? So you did all this 7 years of work, 4 years of undergrad, 2 years of management, of MBA work or whatever to get your MBA, and you're going to be told where to go work. And I go, you should choose where you want to live, then get a job. It's backwards, okay? But these people demand that they are proud of themselves that they got transferred to a city they didn't really want to live in. You see the absurdity of this all? But people get retired. Talk to all your retired friends, and if they say, I got to go do this today, I hope it's like pay the rent or pay the electric bill. When they say they got to do something, I go, I had a friend that said, Bill, he'd get in his nothings. And I was really proud of him because he was willing to say, I'm not going to do anything today. I pride myself in having 0 appointments, okay? Even going live here is a problem, okay, because I'm not going to keep the appointment. Okay, I will crash it sometimes and just not show up. If I'm talking and having a good time, I'm not going to come and go live because there's not a real benefit to it. Sometimes people give me super chats, which is benefit, and sometimes they ask me a brain buzz question that really thinks. And some people do become my friend, but not enough to really sit there and suck up to you guys. Okay, it's kind of funny. But the people at age 16 are the most free, I think, in their mind. They really have not got into they haven't become a wage slave. They're not convinced that they have to go to work every day, and they're free. Okay. But people that the longer they work, the more they become annoyingly talking about all the things they got to do all day. And I go, does your boss tell you all the things you have to do all the day? Do you feel guilty if you're not doing what, or are you just very excited to accomplish a bunch of things all day? I go for what I call a accomplishment. I like when I worked, I like to do, a project to beginning, middle, and end. I finished it, completion highs. How am I supposed to be proud of somebody that only thinks about money? Is that what life's about? To most, 90% absolutely want to talk to me about making money. Okay. And then even when they want my knowledge, they don't want to pay me for my knowledge, right? And I'm going, guys, there's reciprocity. I give you something of value, you give me something of value. It's a trade-off. But I don't really care. Okay. I don't really care because when somebody doesn't treat me justly, what do? I stop talking to them. And people ask me, why are you angry at me? I want to say, you don't understand justice. Justice is I help you, you help me. That's friendship. Okay. I ask people, do you do anything for fun? I ask this question to a lot of people. What do you do for fun? Tell me the story. Tell me your story. What do you really like to do? What defines you other than work? Sadly, very few people can answer that. And this is the reason why I'm making this video today. I want you to ask yourself, who am I if I am not defined by work? Okay, if I really care about you, and I really want you, Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote a thing about gifts. You don't give a gift that I like, I give a gift that you like. If I really care about you, I care that you achieve what you dream about. Now, the hard part is people will tell me all sorts of platitudes and things that they're going to do and whatever, and they won't say, like my mother, I'll give an example. My mother was wanting to go to the Holy Lands most of her life, Israel. But right before she died, she goes, Andy, this is just stupid. I want to go to France. I always dreamed about France. And I said, thank you, Mom. I didn't get to take her to France, but I was proud of her that she finally came to grips with what she really wanted to do, not what she wanted to tell people she was doing. I do what I want to do, and then I try to explain what I'm doing to other people. I do not live in San Pedro. It's one of the dysfunction junction. It's one of the craziest places on the planet. And as a philosophy, psychology, English major, it's enjoyable as can be. Why? I get to observe some of the most exotic, ode hippie, confused people on the planet. And what is psychology? It's all about confused people. I love it. But I also don't get hooked into their crap, right? I care about the goals. But if a person's too foo-foo here, I have no use for them, okay? The whole place is full of foo-foos, right? There's a lot of people walking around barefoot here, and it's not a good place for walking around barefoot. There's cobblestones. It's really, really rough here. Horrible place. But I do believe in walking around barefoot. I have a bucket list that I would want to go barefoot one 30-day time every year. Because when I first went to Pia de Cuesta, Mexico, I didn't put on shoes almost 3 months. It's really a great feeling because the electric is called earthing, but you get this electrical balance of the electrical chemical synapses in your body. So it's like walking barefoot through wet grass. It's a wonderful feeling. But I ask people, what is their goal? They say to work. They end up going, I go to work. They don't really, they vacillate, they stutter. And they did this for 65 years. Didn't know why they go to work. Do you know why you go to work? Who trained them to work? Was it school? And there's a lot of conspiracy theories that the only reason why we have schools is because, like Henry Ford and all these guys needed really great workers that could show up for work. So what you do is you get somebody to graduate from high school, or you get them to graduate from university, and you know that they'll show up every day. And so they don't really care what the degree is or what they're studying. They just want to know that they can show up for work, show up for class, finish what they started, and that's a good worker, right? I didn't finish university. I started a business with about 10 hours to go. But who made them a slave? Did the school create a slave? You have only one value when you work, and this is why they're demanding that I have to talk the social construct, the social pressure is, Andy, talk about accomplishing something at work, or at something that somehow is going to make money. And that seems strange to me. A lot of these people, though, have the terrible twos. Okay, the terrible twos is an age, is kind of funny. Terrible twos is when a child learns to say no. And so they go to work and they try to say no to the boss all day. And they're constantly taught. People that arrive late to an appointment, that's the terrible twos. Okay, they know what to be on time. They're not just sociably late. They are going to agree to come at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever, and they're going to show up late, or they're going to basically vacillate and say, "I'll try to be there." Okay, and this is the terrible twos. This is a person that has never grown up into the adult level where you got the parent, adult, child. You get to the adult level where you say, "I would inconvenience." We'll both agree on when we're going to meet, and then we'll meet. That's what adults do. What children do, when I'm a parent, I arrive on time, and the child arrives late, right? But trapped in the terrible twos is probably, I don't know, 30% of the population. They always have an excuse. They love to do what they want, and they want to say no to mom. This is when at age 2, people learn how to say no to their mother. That's called a terrible. They'll do any way they can to have power. And that's what a little kid wants. He wants power over his mom. He can cry. A lot of mothers are controlled by their children. I always respected my mother and father because they gave us an allowance every week, and that's all the money we have. Okay? We didn't get to have more money just because we needed it. People act like the question, when I ask them, "Are you only working for money?" They act like this question's stupid. Why would asking you what your priorities in life is, it's not a stupid question. It's a caring question. I want to know what you like to do so I can be your friend and help you to achieve those goals. That's what a friend does, right? I know kind of what you like to do, and you know what I kind of like to do, and we both basically help each other. We help each other. Like my friend right now is looking for a motorcycle, so if I found a motorcycle, I would probably be pointing it at. I just found a shop up the street where they repair motorcycles, and it's good fun for me. This is all good fun, unless the person gets angry because they want me to obey. This is what comes into the mix all the time. I try not to. I like to have adult relationships when we're planning appointments, okay? If we're planning appointments and they say, maybe I'll show up, I basically don't show up, because if they don't say, I will be there, at 8 o'clock, why am I going to show up to talk to somebody that wants to demand that I wait on them? That's like no conservation of thought, right? I'm the fool. Make me the fool, make me wait for you. Make me the fool, make me wait for you. A lot of men do this to their wives. It's really the reason why they get divorced. My mother and father, though, I really thank my mother, Gerald Graham and Sherry Graham. They never really ever said go to work for money. They only cared that we went and became a better person. The only time I ever got spanked in my life for anything to do with school was I misbehaved at work. Hold on, adios. And Mrs. Grable gave me the worst citizenship grade possible because I asked too many questions. Okay, anybody that ever wants to meet up with me, have fun, there's a process. You basically somehow communicate with me using your full name. My name is Andy Lee Graham, and that's why I have a great life, because I'm proud of who I am. If you're not using your real name, I'm assuming that you're ashamed of who you are. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? In the future, I'm probably going to go to Cuba. Maybe I try to. I don't know if I can afford it. I'm not really earning my $350 a month extra to supplement my Social Security. And I'm not sure. I may go to Cameroon and make a trip all the way around South Africa. It would probably take me about 2 years to do this trip, but it would be what makes me happy. Now, when I go to Africa, I lose a lot of people watching. Why? They have zero use for Africa, but Andy has a lot of use for Africa. So what am I doing? I'm working for me. I'm living for me. I'm enjoying my life. But do you know who you are and what you want to do? There's interrogatives. What was that guy? My six best friends. Who, when, where, why, what, how. Sometimes you just need to sit there and say, what's my goal in life? Who, when, where, what, why, how, all the interrogatives, and how much money. And a lot of you have dreams of winning the lottery, which is, if you dream about winning the lottery, not much of a life, guys. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Have a good day. Bye-bye.